What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Making Podcasts Great Again. I am your tech stuff guy, Jay Nog, and we are here, of course, with the President of the United States of Mar-a-Lago of America, the day before Election Day, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Mr. President, how are you today? The eve of Election Day.
Well, you know what? Everybody's talking, heck person, about Election Day and all these people trying to get into the House and the Senate and those sorts of other places that aren't as important as the White House, as you know, which is where the president lives. And sometimes a fake president lives there, like Sleepy Joe. And tonight, as a sort of, and the funny thing is, only the Patreon people, our great Patreon patriots, will even hear this tonight. Everybody else is going to have to wait.
Mm-hmm.
But they know that tonight in Ohio, it was a purple state and we turned it red. We turned it red like America was having its period. And we turned it very nasty, vicious, beautiful red. And I think maybe tonight, after we do this podcast, I'm going to go in front of all those very fat, sloppy chain restaurant, gun-having Ohio patriots that love us so much. And us, I mean me, I don't mean you. And I'm going to tell them, guess what? I think I have to do it again. Oops, I did it again is going to be our new campaign theme song. And we're going to have a Britney Spears lookalike come out. We're actually going to have Ivanka walk out, with her tits out. I say that with the technical term, because of parenthood, with a snake, a nice snake around her. And she's going to go, I'm a slave for you, daddy. And then I'm going to say, okay, now switch into the rubber latex. And we're doing, oops, I did it again because I'm running again. And it's a beautiful thing. So I announce very strongly on this podcast before any other place. That's why it's the place to be, is here with the strong podcast. I'm running again. I'm running again
Wow.
in 2024.
It is announced here, and only our Patreons will find out before the general public. That is amazing. That is so special, Mr. President. Thank you so much.
Well, it wasn't for you. So
Well,
I
I'm
don't
just
say you're
thanking.
welcome.
I'm thanking you.
I don't say you're welcome to you. You are not welcome, in fact. In fact, you're the opposite of welcome. Bye-bye. We say you're bye-bye.
Unwelcome.
No, we say you're bye-bye. Like welcome is like come in, and it's like instead, yeah, bye-bye.
Okay.
So it's a great day for America. You're going to see the economy. You're going to see the stock market. You're going to see all these guys in their Patagonia vests beating off in the middle of the street tomorrow in Manhattan. They're going to be going, oh my God, sir, you're we're going to have sir again as president. No more sleepy economy. We're going to have the sir economy. Get over here, prostitute. Get over here, 22-year-old chick who just moved to the city and is looking to date a guy in finance. Everybody's going to get some of this tonight. Thank you, Trump. America and Wall Street are great again. Great economy, great country. It's called Christian.
Mr. President, I wanted to talk to you about a potential enemy, potential
and by the way,
competitor.
excuse me, I have an important announcement for our Patreon people.
Yes.
And because we're trying to do African-American outreach, we did so strongly with African-American men, and we're going to do even better this time. The Rotten Oranges episode this month will be out later than usual because I will be reviewing 3. It's called 3.
Wow.
3 African-American themed movies as we try to win over. We're talking to you, Rudley, with the heart. I get all your African-American friends to listen to the episode. And anybody else out there who knows the blacks, I'm going to be doing a review of Black Adam. Okay.
Wow.
We say it's called Adam and Eve, not Black Adam, but we're making an exception here. So hopefully the Christians don't get offended. We're doing Black Adam. We're doing Till when? Well, till you get the Rotten Oranges episode. And the third big one, Wakanda Forever. We hope it's not forever, but we're going to be reviewing 3 black films. It's not even Black History Month, but we're doing it anyway. And so that'll be later in the month, the Rotten Oranges. So anybody at the Ivanka, the beautiful Ivanka level or above, if you want to hear the reviews of those movies, we don't ever share those. Those are
No.
very exclusive. And they call it content, and we do a lot of content. Make it content. And if you don't join, then maybe you're a cunt. The end. Bars.
Mr. President, appreciate announcing you're running.
And also one other
yes.
announcement, because
Yes,
we're
of
doing
course.
housekeeping, even though I'm not a Latina, I'm still doing housekeeping. Kim
Yes.
Gargoyle, if she were here, she'd be in a maid's outfit with her sloppy lips and her sloppy tits and bending over saying, Dan Jr. isn't here, so would you like me to clean the flagpole? But the point is, we're doing housekeeping, and we did confirm Ellie and Otto did have a family issue when we made that very special Wednesday Perfect 10 live episode. And I said that was the one exception. I said we treat it, Tom Fitzgerald is, nobody's forgiving him for
No.
all his absences. I mean, he's almost, you know who he is? And it's going
Who?
to lead into some, he's kind of like become the Ron DeSantis of the podcast. Once a most trusted lieutenant, one of our great people, maybe our greatest. And all of a sudden it's Tom Fitzgerald is I'm saying it right now. And I know everybody's going, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. Well, that's because you're not perfect and patriots and you're missing out on a whole lot of content. Makes you content. And if you don't, well, anyway, we won't say that word again. But the point is, I was thinking we could look into doing a strong Wednesday, Perfect 10, one more Wednesday.
We could try
Because
Wednesday.
so we're gonna make it a Wednesday, maybe even how about the 30th? Why don't we just make a deal right now? Like all my Asian business partners. Let's make deal.
All right,
Make
let's
a
do it
deal
the
right now.
30th. We'll do it the 30th. Perfect 10 episode.
And
Wednesday
I say
30th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Is that what we're gonna do?
8:30 p.m. 8:30.
Oh wow. Okay.
8:30. I'm putting it on my very strong calendar. 8:30 p.m. after Thanksgiving. Now you have something to really be thankful about. So we're just keeping people informed. I know other people are saying, get to the episode, sir. Well, if you really think of me as a sir, then you'll take these Patreon invites a little more seriously, because it's the best. Not even close.
You mentioned DeSantis. DeSantis, from Florida, who is going to be your mortal enemy soon, and you took a shot at him. Right?
Mortal Kombat.
Shots fired.
No, totally.
You never let me join in, even when I know it. I barely know them. I never know them. I know them once in every 15 songs, and I try to join in, and I'm not
totally
allowed.
off. It sounded like you were doing something totally off.
It's
I don't
a
even know what the hell that
possibility. I could have
was.
been totally
You
off.
were doing Double Dragon. I think you were doing Double Dragon, and I was doing or Tekken. I was doing Mortal Kombat.
Street
Totally
Fighter.
different thing. Who?
Well, you called shots fired. You called DeSantis de-sanctimonious. Now, a lot of conservatives are annoyed. They don't like how you are mocking DeSantis. What are your thoughts on this? And just tell me why you took a shot at him. I mean, you did this with Ted Cruz, and you put him into the ground. So I just want to hear about this.
Ron DeSanctimonious is sort of I've used stronger nicknames for him on this show. Ron DeSuckass. It's more like we're testing the waters. I want to see, they call me a great counterpuncher. If you hit me, if you say something to me like, sir, you stole money, you know what I do? I have cyber people break into your bank account and deplete your entire bank account as payback for that nasty comment. So I counterpunch. They compliment me on counterpunch skills, but I decide, you know what? Let's mix it up. Let's go and let's punch DeSantis first and see what he's made of, because he's a fat little guy. He wears fuck me boots during hurricanes. And I thought, let's see what he's made of. And so far, nothing. So, you know what? I'm going to probably enjoy softening him up, because if he dares try to get in the debate stage with me, he's going to hear some real nicknames. Okay. And they're not going to be as nice and classy as Ron DeSanctimonious. But we'll see. We'll see. But we're coming for Ron DeSantis and anybody else who tries to challenge me.
Now, is this fueling the fire? Because Ken Griffin, huge Republican mega donor, gives tons and tons of money to the presidential candidate that he wants to be president. He said it's time to move on from Trump, and he backs DeSantis for 2024. That must really piss you off.
Well, first of all, Ken Griffin is a much worse baseball player than his son. His son was actually talented, Ken Griffin Jr., but Ken Griffin is a failed baseball player with not a lot of talent. And so I'm not impressed by what he's trying to do, trying to tear down a great president. And we've noted him in our coward list on Truth Social. We have a tab on Truth Social called Cowards. And right now, Ken Griffin Sr. Is on top of the cowards list. And you know who isn't? Ken Griffin Jr., because he was actually a very good baseball player, much better than the father.
Okay. Last thing I wanted to ask you, before we have tons of questions tonight, Mr. President, but your buddy Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker is very, very close. He's climbing in the polls, and he may be a senator. He's closing the gap right now. I think that's very, very scary for the American people. It's very scary for the Senate. The man has CTE.
I tell you what, there's not going to be a January 6th if you have Herschel Walker in there. He'll be a one-man January 6th. You think Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi are going to stop Herschel Walker? Imagine a big black QAnon shaman, a BBQS. Imagine him dressed as imagine what an upgrade. Senator / black QAnon shaman, Herschel Walker. It's over for the Democrats if we get Herschel Walker in there. First of all, he'll take down if John Fetterman is that big goofy guy who's lucky enough to get into the Senate. Herschel's going to go after him first. It's like prison. The Senate's like the prison. You go after the biggest guy first and you take him out. And I think Herschel Walker will be a great senator. He's already promised to bring Mitch McConnell lemonade and to fan him during Senate proceedings. He has also said that if Mitch McConnell, even though I don't like Mitch McConnell, if he's the leader of the Senate, he said he will sing songs and dance, to keep the spirit up in the Senate, to keep it very light and pleasant. And I think that would be a great asset to the Senate, because Tim Scott, very not cooperative when it comes to being an entertainer. The African-American senator from South Carolina. I once asked him once, I said, "Can you tap dance, Tim?" And he said, he was like, Sir, I respect the office, sir, but that's out of line. And I said, what's out of line? You getting woke? Are you getting woke? A PC, Tim? And he said, no, sir, no. I just don't like what you're asking. But Herschel Walker actually showed up to Mar-a-Lago in tap dance shoes and tap danced. Like I'm trying to imitate it, but kind of like all the way down the hall until he saw me. And then he did this, he like put the hands out like this when he was done.
Jazz hands, to give you jazz hands.
It was beautiful. It was so respectful and so beautiful. And then he said, sir, your shoes look like they could use a shine. And he was already, it was unbelievable. And I said, this is a talented guy. And this is a guy not afraid to be humble, which is what people want. They want talented, strong people, but they also want humility. And I think Herschel is the perfect combo of humility and tap dancing and fanning and bringing nice glasses of lemonade to senators who are thirsty.
Does he squeeze it himself, or he store-bought?
No, he's too strong to squeeze. If he squeezes it, he'll destroy. He's so strong. He's got to save that strength to murder some Democrats in the Senate. But, peacefully.
So you're excited for Herschel Walker to become senator? Senator
Herschel Walker, Senator Walker. It's a beautiful thing. I think it's great for our country. And then look at us. I think we'll have more. We might have more African-American senators than the so-called not racist Democrats. How about that?
Oh my goodness.
Who's the racist now?
And Mr. President, tons of questions this week. Lots of questions. True Social, nothing from True Social this week, but I do have Twitter. We
Oh,
have
have they approved? Have they approved you on Truth Social?
not yet, but last
Well,
time we had a mysterious email from a True Social one that I got.
is it okay if I'm asking you if it's okay? Of course, I have a Truth Social post.
Sure.
Okay, it's from lives in mom's basement 69, and it says, "Sir, how did you accomplish so much as president, having the largest penis in presidential history?" That's a good that's a good, very strong question. Lives in
Very
mom's
strong.
basement 69. It takes concentration, and it also, you know what they say, behind every strong president with a huge hug is a great first lady who is willing to do everything and anything for a renegotiated prenup. So I have to give all the thanks to Melanoma, who worked overtime to handle the presidential beef link. So thank you. Lives in mom's basement 69. Always great questions from Truth Social.
Always. Lives in mom's basement. Thank you so much for sending in your question. This one we have only one from Facebook, and it comes from our president iPhone. Dr. Mr. President, Reverend Shavman Esquire, sir, do you have any advice for Elon Musk's updates to Twitter based on your overwhelming success with Truth Social? Perhaps tweaking the algorithm to promote more Ivanka ballot selfies? What are your thoughts on this? How would you improve Twitter right now? People
Well,
are
I'm glad.
complaining the blue check mark you're gonna have to pay for. He doesn't know how to monetize it because with there's so much free speech, people are typing the N-word now all over the place and just hate
Beautiful free
speech.
speech. Beautiful free speech. We love the free speech. That's a great question. You say that's from President iPhone.
Yes.
That's a great question. Disappointed to find out that our Australian ambassador didn't weigh in this week on Facebook, where he often does. And now, you know, we're going to get hate mail from Australia. He's going to say, "Yeah, I missed the message, and I tried to get it in. Yeah, oh, you didn't, but that's okay. We still respect and love our great people in Australia." As far as, I'm glad that Alex's iPhone saw the beautiful picture Ivanka took with her ballots. I was concerned, and I want to answer his question, but I'm not too concerned about Twitter because Truth Social is doing so well. I don't know that I want to give Ethan Musk advice or any help. You know, he made a bad business decision and he should live with it. It's called free market. But I would say I would rather talk about the ballot picture that Ivanka took because she looked very good. Very thin, very fit.
Very beautiful.
Nice thigh gap. I say that as a father. She had a nice thigh gap, and the arms looked very toned. She was wearing like a sleeveless V-neck sweater, and I thought she looked beautiful, very sexy, very like sort of, you know, I'm here for fun, but this could turn nasty in a few minutes if you play your cards right. But I was a little concerned that the breast area was not looking very big, and I was concerned. And so I've purchased her for Christmas. As the, you know, I want to respect the Jewish people. They're getting you're in a lot of trouble if you don't respect the Jewish people, and I have a Jewish daughter. But look, to use the proper pronunciation.
Well, what's incorrect?
I've purchased her 8 upgrades for her breasts, because I just looked at her and I said, "What the hell happened to the nipples popping out at the UN with no bra? Now you look like you know, you look like you're too fit. You know, you look like you've been training at Marjorie Taylor's, you know, big arms, no tits gym." So, and I say that with respect, of course, for Mean Joe Green and my daughter Ivanka is very sexy in a daughterly way. So I know that's not the answer you wanted, but I'm very concerned. I think the bigger issue here is Ivanka looking a little too thin, because you get fit, that's great. But that's why God invented plastic surgeons, to make sure that you keep big up top when everything else gets small. It's called faith.
Well, thank you for that advice for Twitter. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know if it's advice, but Elon Musk is struggling. We're going to go some questions from
So
the
get on your
gram.
knees and then start juggling. You remember, ain't no
Yes.
fun if the homies can't have none.
Yes.
Oh, you're not. Oh,
Nate Dogg.
everybody, let's
Nate Dogg.
everybody at home. Everybody clap for tech stuff.
I got a pop culture reference.
You got a Death Row Records, the precursor to Jim Crow Records. He finally got one.
This comes from Aaron 415 SF. Our Trump.
Oh, that's one of your great question people. I think you always compliment his questions.
He's got some good ones here. Our Trump who art in Mar-a-Lago, hallowed be thy name. Could you please share the story of how you came up with the brilliant name for your magnificent airplane, Trump Force One?
It's Trump Force One because it was on that plane where I first forced myself on a woman. She was a flight attendant, very sexy. It was 83. And I was very tall, very talented, very young, doing great deals. And I mean, you should have seen this flight attendant. She was something out of a porn. And she walked by and she said, "Sir, can I get you anything?" And I said, yes, is the in-flight meal stewardess pussy? And she said, "Sir." And then I said, "No, it's okay. I own the plane, so I own everything on it." And, we went in the back and when I say force, by the way, I mean with strength, not
Right.
force like against her will.
Of course.
So I meant force meaning strength, because that's he used force. It doesn't mean always I forced you to do something. She was a very willing participant.
Okay.
And it was only after, we had powerful 52 seconds of strong love making that she started crying and saying, "Sir, I didn't like that." And I said, "Sign this NDA." And she said, "I don't want to sign an NDA." And then we have an airlock in the back of the airplane that we opened up, and I kicked her out, and she went skydiving without a parachute. And that was it. So ever since then, we call it Air Force One.
Trump Force One.
Trump Force One. And the one, nobody ever asked. The one is named after that flight attendant. I never got her name, but she flew away like a beautiful bird in the sky until she stopped flying.
Too bad, too dirty for an audiogram.
It's, but this is, once again, if there's people out there listening going, "This is my favorite podcast, that's so funny," and they're not listening to the bonus episodes, the year's worth of bonus episodes, I mean, that's like a Fred Trump tradition light.
Yeah. Go to Patreon now, patreon.com/MPGA to get all that bonus material, hours of bonus material, live episodes, special guests. Can't beat it.
I have a question for the audience. How about that? A reversal.
Flip it on him.
Well, I want to know who lives in the great battleground state of Michigan, one of our great battleground states that I won very strongly against Hillary and then they stole from me. Well, somebody will be in Michigan and Ann Arbor this Friday and Saturday. Okay, that's it. Plug over. Back to the questions.
Back to the questions here. This comes from TC_Libby. Sir, how have
Very
you
strong
gained...
fan.
Very strong. Sir, how have you gained the support of so many evangelicals?
Well, the key with evangelicals is you have to remember they only pretend to like Jesus. You gotta know that if you think they're serious, you never win them over because you'll never be Christian enough. But once you get the wink, you're like, I know you go to swingers parties, but on Sunday you're preaching very strongly against the devils and the Democrats. I get it. So once you know that, once you know what's happening, it's a beautiful thing. You can just dominate. Oh, the tech stuff guy is getting January 6th, peacefully protested by his young son.
He's just getting some water. He's just getting water. He's thirsty.
Well, you know what? He's probably going to take a poop on your desk next, just like they did with Crazy Nancy. What I was saying is, the evangelicals, once they realize it's like a secret password, once they realize that you know that they're full of shit, you're into the secret club, and they go, "Sir, how'd you figure us out?" And I said, "Because I've seen half of you with prostitutes. That's how I know you don't take the evangelical thing seriously." So once I know that, then they look at me and say, "Oh, he gets it. He gets it. He's part of the club." So I think that's how they respect game, recognize game, I guess would be the short answer of why I get along with all the evangelicals, except the ones who take it seriously, the ones who are like, volunteering at shelters and doing things like that. They hate me. And we know they're the fake evangelicals. They believe in Jesus and helping out people, which is totally not what it's about.
Mr. President, we are going to go over to Twitter. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions left, and then we will let you go because I'm sure you'd like to celebrate announcing that you are running for president in 2024. This comes from at Heritage 30 Year on Twitter. Sir, Mr. President, Sir, Dr. Trump, Sir, I just returned from a wedding in Tucson and I saw a Trump store on the side of the highway. What will it take for other states to be strong Trump states like the great and powerful Arizona? When will we see more Trump stores?
Oh, what's crazy about that is when you tell me, they told me I lost Arizona. Remember this? They said I lost to Sleepy Joe.
Yes.
Any Joe Biden stores in Arizona? I don't think so. So I deeply resent and frankly I hate the fact that they stole Arizona from me, which is why I plan on. You ever see Ghostbusters tech stuff? I know you're not into pop culture.
Yes. I haven't seen it in
Remember
a while, so
Gozer?
probably any reference you make to it, I'll.
Great, wonderful. You remember Gozer, the woman that comes out at the end, like with the weird voice, like "I am Gozer," and she's dressed in all white. Okay, it's only the end of the movie, $300 million box office. She kind of looks like a sexy Gozer, Kari Lake. I mean, I think Kari Lake is in trouble
I'm
if
gonna
we
have to
run as a
Google
ticket.
Gozer now, so I know who you're talking about. Gozer, Ghostbusters. Okay, I remember what Gozer looks like now.
And then Kari Lake, if you look up Kari Lake, I'm going to break other news. She's going to be my vice president nominee
They
in
resemble each
2024.
other.
Well, it's called a good call.
Was she the one? Was she made a speech at somewhere and basically put you in front of her husband?
She said, "My husband is only my second favorite man." And I have to say, you know what Kari Lake told me? She said, sir, if you pick me as your vice presidential candidate, for our first ad, I will let you plow me from behind raw while my husband watches. And we'll just put that as the campaign ad. And I said, that's what, Mike Pence made me the same offer and I didn't want it from him. But I will dip my Trump in her lake, if you know what I mean. And I mean her pussy.
I knew what you meant, but
Well, I don't know if you know what I meant because you're always saying, I don't get that, sir. And then all of a sudden, no, you're an expert. You got that perfectly, sir. I don't know. I don't know about that.
This next one comes from at Stewart MCN. Mr. President, sir, the economy is pretty bad right now. Have any of your Mar-a-Lago staff asked you for a pay raise? If they have, how do you react? How do you deal with that?
No, in fact, Mar-a-Lago staff, to be fair, they've actually asked me when the unpaid internships end, because some of them are right now on 13-year unpaid internships. And I said, you're getting valuable experience into lawn care, bathroom maintenance, and business from me. You know how much people pay?
A 13-year internship?
They're lucky I'm not charging them for the business education. It's practically like going to a top school for business being around me. So no, we're considering giving them a stipend. We're considering giving some of the employees at Mar-a-Lago a stipend, that they can use in credits. They have to use it at the Mar-a-Lago snack bar. But
I think that these are the Trump store.
Yeah, it's not like we're giving them cash, but it's like, here's a voucher for $10 off, $10 off your purchase at
Oh,
the.
so it's a coupon.
It's basically a strong coupon, yes. We're considering it, by the way. I didn't say we're doing it, but some of them have done good work, and it'd be not, you want to reward good work.
No, of
Very
course.
valuable interns. We have one guy, 21 years. He's been an intern. It's a beautiful thing.
21-year intern.
Sounds
awesome.
like a Jeff Apatow movie.
It really does. We have a few questions left, Mr. President. This comes from at DJ McConnell. Mr.
Strong
President,
fan,
sir.
strong fan.
Yes.
I know will listen to this, and what I'd like to say to him is, join the live episode. Never joins the live episode.
Yeah, but
Always
lots of
listens.
questions.
Strong
questions.
comments, strong support. We respect it, but you have these people that aren't. Maybe Alex's iPhone, as great a president as he's been, might be
Mr.
giving a run
President,
for his money.
may I ask you, can we do your first perfect 10 rally next time? Can we do a rally?
I think we could do a rally on the 30th, November 30th.
Yeah, and we can maybe have some special guests come and make some speeches for you.
I think we can do that. I think we can do that very strongly.
A 2024 Trump rally.
Rally to save podcasting.
Let's do it. Good night, buddy. So we have, okay, this is from at DJ McConnell. Mr. President, sir, which of your very strong endorsed candidates will get to be first in line with Roger Stone's wife at the Mar-a-Lago victory celebration? Thank you, sir.
Sorry, I'm sending a truth right now.
Okay.
Repeat the question, please. Let me just say, Kari Lake, I will drown in your waters. Truth. Okay.
Truth.
What was the question again? Oh, she liked it. Oh, she just sent back that GIF or GIF.
Yeah.
With the woman catching that, like getting hot dogs thrown in her face. Okay, very good, Vice Presidential material. I feel like she's the type who would like make out with Melania and choke her while waiting to see me. I feel like she's got big mistress murdering wife energy.
She seems crazy for sure. Mr. President, sir, which of your very strongly endorsed candidates will get to be first in line with Roger Stone's wife at the Mar-a-Lago victory celebration? Thank you, sir.
Well, I know that Roger Stone has personally requested that Herschel Walker
of course
have sex with her. He's already picked out. He has an outfit of tattered pants and a chain that goes around his neck. So that's, Roger Stone has been very passionate about but obviously it's going to be a close race in Georgia. I actually would like to just test Kari Lake. And we're talking about, and I don't want to get Lauren Boebert. I don't want to get Lauren Boebert jealous because I still have a very soft spot in my heart and a hard place in my crotch for Lauren Boebert. But Kari Lake is a different. You know how they say in sports, the blacks, they say he's built different.
Yeah.
Kari Lake is built different. Okay. She's sort of, I think, and I never do this because Roger Stone's wife, although she's not anti-girl on girl action. She prefers guy on girl action. That's her preference and we respect it.
Yes.
But I would actually like to see Kari Lake go at it with Roger Stone's wife. That's what I know that's maybe not what people are hoping for. I know Roger Stone has already picked out, he has a whip picked out to flog Herschel Walker after he ravages his wife. Um, so I don't want, I respect Roger Stone and their great marriage, very Christian marriage. But I think on Tiffany, look at Tiffany, very excited about Herschel Walker. I would like to see Kari Lake, because what a great test. What a great test, because it's easy for Kari Lake to say, sir, you're a big, strong, beautiful, handsome, sexy president, and I want to cuck my husband with you. That's very standard, very normal faith and values sort of governor.
Very Christian.
A very strong Christian. But imagine if all of a sudden you said, you remember the Spice Girls?
Yeah.
If you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friends.
Yes.
Or Kari Lake, if you want to be my lover, you got to eat Roger Stone's wife's puss. Eat it for a long time, and then I'll get in your bush. If you want to be my, you gotta. You remember that?
Yes.
Strong song. So, little spice. Little
I remember the words a little
Trumpy
different, but
spice.
it's good.
Trumpy spice. That's what we're calling that one. But that's what I want to see. I think that would be a great test. Is Kari Lake just, and what a great test if she's not first. What if she's 20th online after 19 guys? Is she still going to go and earn the respect of her president by going lake deep in Mrs.
Walker.
Stone's cavernous? What would be respectful?
2 questions left, Mr. President. Mr. President, sir, doctor, Esquire, shaman, your holiness. What would you
Finally,
say?
somebody showing me the proper respect. Who is that showing me that great respect?
I'm sorry. This is at Ann Pagnata.
Is that a man or a woman? I feel like we're getting a lot of man questions. Where are all the great MAGA women?
Last one is woman.
Oh, about time.
What would you say to your great friend Kim Jong-un to get him to stop firing rockets? And more importantly, what might he say back? Thank you, sir.
That's a great question. And that's why, you know what? Remember we had the Ricky Lake show? You remember this?
Mhm.
Oh, good. You remember that. We're batting 200 today, which is the highest average we've ever had with the duck stuff.
Not bad today.
Well, it's really the Kari Lake show. Maybe that's the title, but that's what I think we're in, because Kim Jong, you gotta remember, he likes the people to have like a short hairstyle like his.
Right.
And Kari Lake has sort of a Kim Jong-un hair. It looks a lot, no offense to my friend, but it looks a lot better on her. Very sexy, very sort of militant, like I'll suck your dick and then bite it off for democracy kind of vibe to Kari Lake. So I would say to Kari Lake, I would say to Kim Jong-un, he would look at her and say, wait, ooh, because he'd be intrigued. He said, look at this sexy American going on with Kim Jong here. And I would say, do you like the merch? And I would say to Kari Lake, I'd say, Kari, I will endorse you for president. I'll give you something better than some creamsicle, even though I know you want that too. I will endorse you as my heir to the throne known as the White House. I will endorse you for president in 2028. But what you've got to do is be my secret weapon. Kim Jong-un wants to put his fat, psychotic body all over yours. Are you willing to do this for our country, for peace, and for my endorsement? Because he has already assured me, if he can use, I'm using the scientific term, all 3 of your holes, he will not launch any more missiles. The only missile he's going to launch is going to be that 1.25-inch acorn right up your keister. And Kari Lake, the Kari Lake show, I have no doubt, would just say, Mr. President, it would be my honor, sir. So that's how I would handle Kim Jong-un. Plain and simple. The secret weapon, the Kari Lake show.
The Kari Lake show. Mr. President, the last question comes from at Veds Warrior. Sir, Mr. President, sir, how will you console Lauren Boebert if she loses her re-election bid on Tuesday?
I'm so excited about Kari Lake. Clearly, that's a good question, because
That
I've
is
had
the
such
final
strong
question.
affection. I've had such strong affection for Lauren Boebert for so many weeks. And if she loses, she's going to need some sexual healing. Remember the singer Marvin Pence? When I get that feeling, I need sexual to social.
Yeah.
Marvin Pence, and great singer. And I think that's what Boebert would need. I would offer a place in my administration as an advisor / office fuck buddy. I think, and Tiffany doesn't like Tiffany, a big fan of Kari Lake, but not so much a fan of Boebert. I think because Boebert's younger, so she
Right.
sort of sees Boebert as like, oh, that's she's trying to steal my dad. And I go, don't worry, darling. I never had any interest in being your father anyway, so nobody can steal me from you. But I would console her. I would offer a place in my administration on the staff. And I think she's going to win, though. I think she's going to win. I think she's too sexy, too cute, too psychotic, too talented. That's a great little package at Lauren Boebert. Just, I hope the best for her. I hope she's in Congress, because I can tell you what, I would not mind having a high-level meeting with me, Vice President Kari Lake, and Representative Lauren Boebert over important issues.
Mr. President, thank you so much for announcing your run for presidency on this podcast, and good luck to you. And I'm very excited for the rally at the end of this month on the Perfect 10 Patreon Patriot episode. And check out the patreon.com/MPGA. You want to be a part of this presidential rally at the end of the month on November 30th. That is a Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Join the Patreon, be a Perfect 10 member, patreon.com/MPGA, or just join for $5 and get over 100 hours of bonus material, Fred Trump traditions, special guests, movie reviews, so much to check out. There was a short, Kavanaugh had his own show for a little bit. That is available on the Patreon. So lots and lots and lots of stuff. Also, if you are in the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania area, I will be headlining the Comedy Zone there on December 2nd and 3rd. It's Harrisburg Comedy Zone, and I will be on Long Island with a friend of mine. He'll tell you about it in a second, I'm sure, but it's January 6th and 7th at the Brokerage Comedy Club, 8 o'clock Friday, Saturday, 7 p.m. Love to see you guys out there. And Mr. President, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Actually, the floor is Kari Lake's, because that's where she's going to be living when she's my vice president of penile affairs. Hey, everybody, it's JL. Hopefully you're still listening. If anybody has suggestions for this month's bonus episode, this, I guess, goes out to the Patreons, really. But we've already locked, we've got our live show. I always come up with a video. I might do a video from Michigan this weekend for your video of the month. Once again, this is all the exclusive stuff that the Patreon people get that the regulars don't. You're missing about 30% of the universe of this podcast if you're not a Patreon. So if anybody has suggestions for like a bonus episode theme this month, we're more than willing. You can hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, or in the Patreon comments if you have some idea for November. We've already done a Thanksgiving. I think the first Thanksgiving was one of the greatest bonus episodes of all time.
Yes.
If I recall, So
I think
if
we
you've
did an
got any other
election day too. I
suggestions,
think and we
yeah.
maybe
So
done an
like,
election day too.
if you can think of a November unique, we may have even done a Black Friday thing.
We did. We did a Black
Yeah.
Friday. We did a
So in
Thanksgiving.
other words, we're taking away the obvious stuff. But if you have something November related, but more subtle that you think would make a good theme for a bonus episode, let us know. We're obviously open to suggestions. Otherwise, we'll come up with something, but it'd be nice if you guys have any ideas also. As far as me, live shows this weekend, Friday and Saturday, Ann Arbor, Michigan. I'm getting finally a lot of people telling me they're coming, which is nice. So if you're anywhere near Toledo, Detroit, Ann Arbor, etc., please come out to the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase. Packing that place will only do good things for me. After that, Syracuse Funny Bone the day before Thanksgiving. Any upstate New York people looking for a time out with friends, I'll be there with Pete Dominic. And then December 17th, Mamaroneck, a theater in Mamaroneck. It's all on my website. And then in January, the Brokerage with the Tech Stuff guy. So this is a rare opportunity to see the full duo on the same lineup. And then January 19th, the Pittsburgh Improv. So hopefully more dates coming soon. If you're still listening, obviously you can check out my Patreon, patreon.com/JLCovan. You can subscribe to my other podcast, Righteous PK, and that's about it. Make sure you're up on YouTube with all of both this show's channel and my channel. If you're not subscribed to those, subscribe to them both. Costs you nothing, might make your day happier. So thank you, as always, to the 11 people who are still listening right now. God help us all.